Hello, hello, everybody. Hello. It's good to be back and good to be back with you. Welcome, 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 my family, to our YouTube channel. It's good to have you with me. Thank you to my returning subscribers. I appreciate you. I thank you for always coming back again and again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those of you who have not subscribed us yet, please do subscribe, where you will be getting some uplifting, encouraging, motivating teachings to help you as you go along from day to day. Please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to give me thumbs up. Today I'm going to be talking about a positive mindset. It's been on my mind for a while, and I thought I'd share it with you today and see how we can gather the information to strengthen our mindset, especially in this time that we are in. And so I trust you're all well. You're taking good care of yourselves. You're taking good care of each other. So I say thank you once again and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Having a positive mindset is a choice. This is something you must do for yourself. You must want to do this. You have to choose this. You know, we live in a world with so many negative people, even in our homes. We are faced with negative family members, on the job, in the church. Negative people are all around us. Therefore, you've got to make up in your own mind that you are going to be a positive person regardless. You've got to avoid negative people. You've got to tune them out of your ear, your heart, and your mind. These negative people could spread their negativity and cause you to become contaminated with their bad, dirty, cunning, wicked, pessimistic lifestyle. You must detach yourself from these kinds of people. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not saying you must hate them. No, 1,000 times no. But you've got to make a decision to distance yourself from them in order to maintain a positive mindset. If not, believe you me, they will pull you down. Listen, my family. Some people even believe that negativity is a way of life and that it should be accepted as a way of life. Could you imagine? But I am so grateful today because God gives us two choices as a way of life so that we all can live thereby. Deuteronomy chapter 30 verses 19 says, I call upon heaven and earth to record this day against you that I have set before you life and death, blessings and cursings. Therefore, choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. I love the NLT version, which says, today I have given you the choice between life and death, between blessings and curses. Now I call on heaven and earth to witness the choice you make. Oh, that you would choose life so that you and your descendants may live. I love that. Now you can see clearly here where God has given us two choices: life or death, blessings or cursing. So the positive choice here for me is life. Choose life. Life is precious. Life is positive because life is living. Choose life. This is the positive choice. God wants us to live a positive life so we all can receive the blessings and have an abundant life. Encircle yourself with positive people. When you do this, or the sooner you do this, the better. It will make life much easier for you. Negative people, like I said earlier, will pull you down with their poisonous thoughts, harmful words, and egotistical, self-centered ways. The NIV version of 1 Corinthians 15 and verses 33 says, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. My family, you've got to be careful, watchful, conscious at all times so you don't get caught up in bad company and become tempted by their bad moral atmosphere. So what kind of company are you keeping? Check your circle of friends and company. Are you keeping bad company? Those who are telling you to do what is wrong when you know what to do is right. Lying company? Check yourself. Check yourself. Take stock of yourself today. People who wants to keep you in the dark instead of bringing you to the light, instead of bringing you to that abundant life. Proverbs 13 and verse 20 says this, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but the companion of fools shall be destroyed. The Bible Brief Commentary says, this is an often cited biblical proverb for a good reason. It is extremely important to those to choose, one's friends wisely. The people we choose to associate with will influence our decision and our outlook on life. Their choices can affect our lives and the lives of our families. There are many sad stories involving those who are caught in or caught in the middle of violence and crime committed by those so-called friends. Sometimes they pretend as if they mean you well. But deep down in their hearts, they're caught up in their selfish, egotistical mindset, and they are set out to destroy you. You have to be cautious with friendship, especially those who you feel, because sometimes you feel it, but you ignore the feeling. Okay? And like I said on my last video, that inner voice that is always speaking, do not ignore it. Listen to that inner voice that is speaking, because this is critical when considering how the book of Proverbs defines the terms like wisdom and foolishness. A wise person seeks God and godly counsel. Proverbs 1 and verses 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Then Proverbs 8 and verses 33 through verses 36 says, hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, that heareth wisdom, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whosoever findeth me, whosoever findeth wisdom, whosoever findeth knowledge, findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. So when you fail to listen, when you fail to heed the advice of wise counseling, when you fail to listen to what is being said to you that is right, it leads to destruction, my family. You see, my family, a fool is the one who rejects God and pursues his own path. It's a serious thing. You remember the prodigal son? Huh? When the prodigal son took everything from his father and went out and lived his own life, did what he wanted to do, spent his money on riotous living, just having a fun time out there. And the time came when his monies ran out, and when his monies ran out, he sat down and he was hungry, didn't know what to do, didn't know who to turn to. And so he got a job, and the job he found was feeding the swines. And the text says that he was so hungry that he would have fain filled his belly. He would have eaten the food that the swines ate. But he came to himself and he said, oh no, this is not me. This is not who I am. How did I allow this to happen? Why didn't I listen to my father? And he caught himself. Okay? He came to himself and he said, I've got to go home because my father have hired servants. My father have lands and my father have all the good food to eat. My father has fruits and vegetables. My father has workers in the field working for him. What am I doing here? Why did I allow this to happen to me? And the good father, every day, just went looking up the road, waiting to see his son come home. And one day when he went to look, his son was coming up the street, coming up that road. And the father was so merciful and so kind that he stretched his arms open and he received him with love. And he said, my son that was lost is now found. My son that was blind from wisdom, blind from wise counseling. My son that failed to hear me is now home. Son, come. Come, let me put a robe on you. Let me take off these dirty clothes that you have on. Let me put a robe on you, a ring on your finger. He told the other son to go and kill the fatted calf. And we're going to have a feast because my son that was lost is now found. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Accept wise counsel. Listen and learn. Listen to Solomon again as he speaks to us in Proverbs 9, verses 7 through 12. He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a plot. Means you bring a snare to yourself. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Oh, I so love that verse. When you are wise, when your head is full of wisdom, when your mind and your heart is well learned in reading the Word of God, in reading so many other books that will help you in the area of wisdom and knowledge. When someone says something to you, you don't even get hurt. You don't even get upset. Huh? The proverb says, when you rebuke a wise man, he will love it. In other words, he's going to learn from it. He's not going to get angry. He's not going to get frustrated. He's not going to be grumbling and mumbling and finding fault and want to get back at the person. He's not going to sit there and become vicious and allow hatred to enter in his heart. He's not going to do that. He's going to love it. Verse 9, give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. Oh, please, if you have the time, read these scriptures. Give attention to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. Verse 10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied. Because you have wisdom, your days will be multiplied, and your years, the years of thy life, shall be increased. You won't live a foolish life, but you will live a life of being wise, a life of wisdom. And because of that, your days will be increased upon the land. You will multiply. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself. But if thou be scornest, thou alone shall bear it. It means you will suffer in it. You will regret that you would have gone down that road, and you would have said to yourself, if I had only listened, I wouldn't have made so much mistakes in my life. I would not have done the things that I have done, and I could have shunned these things from happening. So be wise, my family. Proverbs 12 and 15 says, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. Choosing to associate with wise people causes a person to become wise. However, whoever chooses the companionship of fools harms himself. This harm, the commentary says, can be certainly earthly as well as eternal. Earthly, and according to Proverbs 10 and 27, says the fear of the Lord prolongeth days, like I said a while ago. But the years of the wicked shall perish. It shall perish. This can also be eternal, like I said, according to Proverbs 11 and 7, which says, when the wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of the unjust man perisheth. Come on, my family. Let's be wise in this day and in this time. Come on. Let's make wise choices in our lives and for our family. So rid yourselves of bad company and negative people, so you can be a positive thinker. So you can be a positive person in this life. Remember Philippians 4 and verses 8. Finally, my brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. So empty all of the negative thoughts from your hearts and from your minds. Get rid of all the trash, all those things you were holding on to for so long, and some of you for many years. It's time to let it go. All of the hurt, bitterness, ill treatment, all those who have pulled you down, all those who have looked down on you, all those who, my goodness, help me here, who thought that nothing can ever happen for you in this life. Let it all go. I've been there and I have lived through it. I have lived through it. And there are days I am still living through it in the present. It's still there. But I've learned, oh yes, to let it go, because I want to be a positive person in this life. That's who I want to be. That's who I am, a positive person. So if you want to go ahead and do whatever, say whatever, go ahead. But I've made up in my mind. It's a choice. It's a choice, my family. I've made up in my mind that I'm going to be a positive person, even though you may have helped someone along the way. Yes. And they turn around and give you the bad end of the stick. Turn around and step all over you. Just empty it all out today. Empty it all out today. It's okay. Just empty it all out, because it's holding you back, and you can't have a positive mindset with all that junk in your heart and in your mind. Listen, you are gifted. You matter. And it does not matter where you come from or who your parents were or are. This is all about you being a positive person. Sometimes we hold on to parents and we talk down about our parents, but listen, if it had not been for your parent, you would not be here today. So in spite of it all, thank God for them. Look at the positive. The positive is you are here today. They nurtured you and they brought you to where you are today. So it does not matter if you're white, you're black, you're green, you're red, you're pink. It does not matter. This is all about you being positive. It may be a difficult thing to do. Oh yes, it may be difficult, but you have to purpose in your heart and mind that you are going to be positive in this life. In your everyday situation, look for the positive. Now I know this may be hard. This may be a difficult thing to do. And sometimes it is difficult to see the positive because the trials and the hard times of life, it weighs you down. But there is always a positive in these trying times. Matthew 15 and verses 11 says, it's not what goes into your mouth that defiles you. You are defiled by the words that come out of your mouth. So you have to be careful what you are saying each day, because those words are powerful. They frame your life. So you have to be careful what's coming out of your mouth. Romans 8 and 28, the Apostle Paul says, and we know that all things works for good to those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. My family, this may be a difficult time in your life, but whatever you are going through right now, it has a purpose, believe you me. God lets certain things take place in your life and mine to teach you and I, to mold us, to wisen us up, to cause us to become more mature, because he wants you and I to have a positive perspective in this life. So if something occurs again in the future, you and I will have a positive mindset, and you will not be saying anything that is negative. Nothing negative will come out of your mouth the next time. The ESV version of James chapter 1 and verses 2 says, count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. What James is saying here is you need to elevate the way you look at your trials. He wanted the believers to develop a new and improved attitude that considers trials from God's perspective. He wanted them to know that trials were to be expected. But when they come, evaluate them. Look at them and see the good in them, and know that God is working out his plan in your life. When you come out of these trials, you will have more faith, you will become more steadfast, you will become more mature, and you will lack nothing. You won't be easily shaken or upset and worried, because you would have endured some trials and setbacks, and now you know how to see these things in a positive way. Look at the example in John 9, how the man who was born blind from birth, everybody was so negative about his situation. They said he was born blind because his parents sinned, because he had sinned. But Jesus looked at his situation and saw the positive in it. Jesus said this man did not sin, neither his parents sinned. This man was born blind because God wanted to reveal his power through this situation so that his name may be glorified. So the positive side of this man's blindness turned out to be a blessing. He received his healing and he came to know Jesus the Christ. So right here, where you are today, why look down on yourself? Why be upset? Why be confused? Why argue? Even so, why use the word why? Huh? No, say why not me? Look for the good in it. Stop looking down on your situation. Stop looking down on yourself. Stop finding fault in that situation. Everything that comes up, you find fault. You find excuse. You start to complain. You start to worry. I ask you today. Oh, yes, I do. I ask you today, my family. I ask you to look for the good. To look for the positive things in that situation. Rise up in faith and get your mind in the right perspective. Look for the positive in that situation and know that everything you are going through right now is for your good. Woo! Yes, it is. Yes, it is hard. It is hard to see it. It is hard. You say, how can this be working out for my good? No, you don't see it just yet. You don't see it now because you are in it. But while you are in it, look for the good. He's strengthening you. He's making you wiser. He's making you stronger. You're gaining patience. You're gaining tolerance. You're gaining endurance. You're gaining a better understanding. There's so many things going on right around you that's causing all of these things to revolve right around you so that you become more knowledgeable. And so you are gaining even though you are in the fire. You are gaining even though things are not going the way you desire them to go. Even though your back might be against the wall. I want to encourage you today to see the good in your back being against the wall. I want to encourage you. You might not have any monies. You might have lost your job. But every setback is a setup, my family. Every disappointment is for an appointment, my family. Trust God in this process and He will bring you through it. So see the good. See the good in it. Now with this new mindset of being positive, begin to share it. Share it. Don't hold it to yourself. Share it. When someone comes to you with a negative word, tell them to look for the positive that's in it. Don't let anyone drag you into being negative anymore at any time in your life. And even if you get there, come out of it. Quickly come out of it. Flip yourself right out of it. And come back to the positive mindset. Remember, you are what you think. I want to say it again. Remember, you are what you think. Remember, you are what you think. You are what you say. So, what you give, hey, you will receive. Whatever you give, you will receive. Proverbs 23:7 quotes it. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Start saying good things. Start saying positive things. And the sooner you say it rather than later, your family, your friends, colleagues, and neighbors will see the positive side in you. They will see that positive light and would want to be just like you. Listen, you will begin to feel better about yourself, healthier, happier, and you will begin to have a sense of appreciation for life and for everything and for everyone else in this life, including yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me on today. I've come to the end of another video, and I'm blessed to have you with me once again. Please like, share, and subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, God bless you for being with me all the time. I appreciate you. God bless you. I love you. Until next time.